Welcome to Overwatch. I like doing the point. I enjoy the point. The point's fun. I like pointing. I point at people. Hello, you, viewer. I'm talking to you. Yes, hello, welcome. So today we're doing an interesting probing the many. First of all, probing. It's almost a probing the many. It's a coaching the many. Look. It actually might be him as well, because apparently this is a grandmaster player who will be playing on the old Zenyatta. He says in his email that this is his alt account, but it's pretty much the same SR as his main. And he's recently picked up Zenyatta. So he wants some tips, wants some advice, wants to see if I can spot anything wrong with his play. And we'll see. I also am kind of curious to see, what we're going to get, what we're expecting. Sort of just how the team is playing. If this guy's doing things differently than I would do. And then it's going to be more of a contrast between our reactions. Because in theory, this guy should know probably about the same amount of stuff that I know. Or he could just be a mechanical god. We don't know. Otherwise, team comp. As always, as we leave the spawn, always outline your win conditions. No surprise to see in Grandmaster that you were seeing pretty meta comps, right? Double Sniper, Hog, Risa, Zen, Ana. This is fairly commonplace. Basically, their win condition is to spam out the barrier from long range and then set up Dragon Strike, set up Halt hooks. You can nano Hog to get pressure in. You can nano all sorts of different things here. Transcendence for safety. Enemy team running triple sniper solo support though, so a little bit of indecisiveness on the enemy team. The Mei can cause problems on this map in that she can kind of force you into the central area. We're going to be least comfortable. So yeah. Right up the gate. No, that's fine. Yeah, I generally put my orb on the main tank as well. Right click, check on the orb target. Good. Less keen on this. Straight away, I think we're taking risks here. We're doing some things that are kind of clever, some things that I think you're begging for a Hanzo arrow. I would feel happier just relying on right clicks here. I know the left click is a little bit more DPS and a little bit more ammo efficient, but I would nuzzle in and just use right clicks to when the barrier is up for safety, rather than doing this sort of left click strafing thing. We are doing clever things in we're using the payload for cover, we're even using the main tanks for cover. If you notice, we'd always try and make sure the Orisa's between us and them, which is good. It means any damage meant for us is going into the Orisa. But their Widow, if you go to their Widow's perspective, she's probably looking for us, right? She's probably trying to set up a kill on us. And if you die here, especially at this level of play, your team will probably just lose. Maybe not because they don't have a Zen, which is good for you guys, but notice how uncomfortable we feel at this point. I feel uncomfortable. I feel scared. Good job from your Roadhog. I'm feeling real uncomfortable here. I wouldn't not be afraid. What I would generally do, especially around this point, is I would try and tuck in, stay in with the payload. The damage we're doing is great, is grand. Just stay with the payload, and then you can get ready and hide in here, or if you're feeling brave, you can hide out here. This route is a little bit more dangerous because the sight lines are a little bit more aggressive, but just finding places where you can be safe, where you know that it's going to be harder for the Widow to get to you. Because once you're out in the open, they are 100% going to be looking to shoot you here, especially as you are next to their Widow as well, or next to your Widow. She's going to be looking for you. This lady over here wants to shoot you in the face. And then this is suicide to me. If you get noticed by anyone, they are just going to turn and shoot at you. I like the check. Just brave. I like the safety. Nice, good job. So, what do I like about this that I'm mentioning? First of all, yep, we use the wall for line of sight. This is again a bit of a risk. The Hanzo can just one-shot you. You can kill him at this point, we know how low he is, but still scary. I would generally err on your team's winning, you can probably get away with playing aggressively here. The fact that we set ourselves up for an orb, and then Orb of Harmony. I would like to see the Orb of Harmony go on the Roadhog, as he approaches this, because you know he's going to take damage, so you might as well orb him, and then be set up for the Orb of Discord. No, that's all fine. Using the tanks as cover again, good. We're near cover now. Now we're moving away from cover. Less keen on that. Standing out in the open a bit. It sounds paranoid, but when the enemy team is running Widow Hanzo, that's literally all like this. It pays off. you could be dead. You should be dead. Like, at this level, if you're around 4k, yeah. It's tough. Look, reload. Oh yeah, look what this guy does. Every single time he's out of combat, he fires, cancels, reloads. Right? Trust me, do it. Every time. There's no reason not to. You should be dead here. Spamming down corners is important. This is why. This is a good example of like what the positive result can be, but yeah, you should be dead here. Yep. I think our reactions are fine there. I think our instincts are fine there. Like, you've lost one. This is where I'll be like, oh shit. Like, this feels bad, okay? If you want to be a high-level Zenyatta, the judgment you have, the judge you have for am I succeeding, am I doing well or not, is always going to be the enemy team's ults. It's always going to come down to that. If the enemy team is firing off ults before you have your transcendence, you fucked up. Or someone on your team's fucked up. But in which case, you, like, in my opinion, at least this is the pressure I put on myself. It's like, I then need to try and make up for that. And we kind of do with the juicy right click we got earlier. We managed to catch up quite a lot. I think this guy got a lot of damage on the Roadhog earlier on Void, which is part of why he gets the ult charged that quickly. Because he's got it now. Yeah, he gets a ton here. Look. 50%. 64. 81. He got a headshot on someone there. Didn't get a kill, but still got a lot of a charge. We're at 64%. Like, that feels rough. But there's not much we can do about that, especially because they don't have... Well, they just got a Roadhog. No, they didn't just get a Roadhog, sorry. They're missing the support. So they still have the Roadhog, but we haven't been able to hit him. I'm fine with assaulting. Like, once you saw that, especially once you see that the dragon doesn't actually get a kill here, yeah. I think you're fine going for the ult. And then as long as you support the Sarisa, you should be fine. And yeah, fight one. This mage take notes. Try not to bully him too much. It's always a scary thing to submit yourself for the scrutinous eye of others, especially when it goes out to public. So I do appreciate anyone who does send footage in. I am fine with this. I think I would like it a little bit more if we were a little bit further in. Just to like make it so it's less likely for like a Widow to pop up somewhere. But you guys have momentum. You can absolutely just spend your time smashing the barrier. I would like us to be, I think, either a little bit further up so we can just get to safety, or a little bit more towards this corner. Rather than, again, sort of being a little bit in the middle of nowhere here. Like, there's a chance we can get halted, and then if a Widow pops up, we just die. And that always feels really rough. It wouldn't matter too much because we'd respawn, but better safe than sorry, you know? Now that we have Infrasight, well, we can play it safe. Someone's corpse just got launched into the ceiling. I goddamn love... This is my favorite interaction in Overwatch, which is the physics between corpses and Mei walls. Woo! Orisa, she's gone on a magical space adventure. You guys are absolutely on the back foot here. Although, Euro step is gone huge. But I think, well, no, you're actually doing that, you know, sort of okay. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Okay, give ground. Okay. This is a greedy way out. Like, there's a door behind you, mate. You can just go out that one, it's safer. And then you can just launch your right click from there. Yep, I am absolutely fine with us taking that shot, by the way. Like, if the Ana, like, this is something that low-level players do that tilts the shit out of me, which is when an Ana, like, stuns someone, and especially when it's like a Roadhog, someone's survivable and difficult to kill, and then someone, like, as a Zenyatta, I put a full right-click into him, and he walks away, and then the Ana, like, goes, oh my god, I wasn't ready! And it's like, well, I'm not going to kill him. Like, I'm just going to farm a shitload of ult charge off this lad. And there's no one better to farm ult charge. Zen ult is the best ult in the game, bar none. Look, reloading. That feels rough. Enjoy the spawn door, mate. Yep. I don't think there's much we could really do here. Still fine, you got 4 minutes. Your Widowmaker's used Infrasight. Yeah. Oh no, she used it previously. Okay. That's fine, Widow can do that. Oh! See what I mean by safety? Like, this is like the paranoia in me, right? He's right there. There's no way that you see this, but we should be dead. Like, that's death, you know? And this is why, like, I hammer home safety, 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 safety. Because if you die to that, it feels like such bullshit, but it happens often enough that you've got to respect it. Oh, it's your VOD Silverdale, okay. I feel better now because I know it's you. And I can take the piss a little bit more. You're a big lad, you can take it. Alright, like, even this sort of makes my bum go squeaky. Like, it's kind of okay because we still have this wall. But the fact that we were so stationary here, like if I count it out, so we start charging, so 1 and 2 and 3, and we're like stationary for about a second, and that to me just feels greedy. Like there's no need to be that stationary for that long. You come out and you're already sort of letting go a left click, putting the damage out, and then going. But because we have this moment where we're charging, and it's just about there, but you can probably shave a split second off that. That's better. Be very careful about going to high ground here. It's a better angle for us, but it's a better angle for them. And like the danger here is there are things that can kill us. Okay, they don't have a Widow anymore, which is nice, positive. Yeah, I love the fact that when we get discorded, we just bounce out, like we run. That's 100% correct. It's just, again, it's like that, it's the paranoia in me of, shit, if I go on this movement, and if you die here, like, your team just loses straight away. You are responsible for so much damage in this team with Discord Orb that... Lucio habits? Yeah, this is a Lucio thing to do. As then, like, you can feel kind of how uncomfortable it feels once the Roadhog starts shooting at us. You can kind of feel like, oh, shit, they're all looking at me. And all I can do is sort of run and sort of awkwardly shuffle off. This is safer. Like, being on this back wall, and then that gives you a little bit of a good angle to shoot through the barrier. The May's doing a good job. Like, this is, you know, for our May coachee that we just did, you know, this is a great wall. Because it's just completely frigged our team in terms of sightlines and controlled the fight in a great way. This is now fine to do, by the way, because you know that all the pressures, like, you know that the Roadhog, if he turns and looks at you, he's just going to bounce you out, so you're safe. Everyone's looking at the front line. They nanoed the May by accident from the looks of things. I think they wanted the Roadhog, so that really benefits your team. Hanzo's in a great position here. I think I'd like to see our Orb of Harmony go on the Hanzo. It is, yeah, it was on the Hanzo, and then it just faded off. That sucks. That Orb is great, though. I love that Orb. I'd just like to see it replenished, because, like, if this guy survives, he's going to kill everybody, you know? That's sort of my thought when looking at this. It's like, if he's able to just do damage, he wins. Okay, we've got Transcendence. I want to see safety. Like, I don't even like this, you know? Like, this, as weird as it sounds... It's like, you guys have the, like, in my mind, you guys have won the next fight. They've only just swapped Zen, so you know you're ahead of the Zen war. You know that you have advantages. They don't have, like, a great, you know, they don't have a grab or anything like that. The only thing that can really kill your team is a blizzard. Maybe a good Dragon Strike can come through. as long as you have Transcendence, you're in a winning position for this next fight. Like, you have a massive advantage. So I wouldn't even take this risk, because this will happen to you, right? You're set on Trance, and then the Hanzo just fucking fires an arrow through here, and your head explodes. And it is a little bit on the Orisa on, like, putting this barrier in an awkward place, but there's no reason for us to be taking these shots at this point. I think you just stand, like, behind this wall on the left side, on the stairs. You let them engage into you, if necessary. You let these guys take the risks, and then you trance it out. Because there is so much payload to go, there is a good chance they're just going to get onto it. Like, this feels awkward to me now, because now we're kind of far away. Like, to get to the payload, we're going to have to either trance and then jet over, which means we're wasting our trance, just for, like, a second of it. Or we're going to have to, like, slowly drift around, and then this is scary, right? This corridor here, that should feel uncomfortable. Great nade. I like the patience. Good. Good tracking of the fight. Like, good eyes on the fight, at least. We know we get an early advantage because Void gets an early kill. The Orisa Bongo is a bit crap. We play it safe in our positioning. Look, reloading. Ana nade just secures this fight so nicely. Your team supports you, helps you out. Good. Looks like we're AFK. There we go. I like us being on the payload here. I think we play on the payload here. Here's where I check if it's Void or if it's really Void or Bedosin. Ah, I see. I mean, yeah, like, it's going to feel incredible having actual pros in your game. We should be helping that McCreed. There we go. Like, I'm fine with the right click. It's just, to me, the oddity here is we fire a right click and then we fire a few cheeky left clicks off. Just get to this lad. Enable him to do stuff. That was about perfect, I think. I don't think you could really do more there. I appreciate that you give the dragon a couple of like a second to breathe, to kind of take stock, and then you realize I'm going to die. Like, you are going to die here. If you don't trance now, you won't trance at all in this fight, and so you use it. Luckily, at the same time, the Mei uses Blizzard, which, like, that must have felt really good, because it's like, well, I know I can nullify a lot of the power of this. I like the fact that we check. I like the fact that we turn our camera. Like, this is a very important thing. We hear the high noon, maybe. There's a lot of chaos, and sometimes sound doesn't carry through very well, but we hear the high noon, we turn our camera, we see that he's there. Honestly, I'd like to see us maybe even go further back and, like, body block for him, but I'm fine with us doing this little, like, jaunty jig back and forth to try and keep the Orisa and the Hog alive. So it's like we're ready to get them a little bit of help as well. I'm not keen with where we ended our trance, though. That, I think, is my biggest issue. Like, look at where we are. Dude. The fact that we got away with that is insane. I just like to, you know, this little, like, what's wrong with this castle? Putting a couple of shots down that way. Are you going to contest the Mei? Like, she could just shoot you here. Void, luckily, is, like, making her life a misery at the moment, but we do kind of ignore that. We're sort of over-prioritizing DPS here a little bit. We could have put the orb on this lad. Probably wouldn't have helped him, but that's slightly Ana's problem as well, but hey, every little helps. I just think we are taking the piss slightly. Need healing. Your orb's not on him. You don't have orbs on anyone. The reason why you put an orb on him here is because it just means that he's a lot safer if he does, like, just poke out. It just makes him way more immune. And generally when you're in these poke phases, like, you'd be surprised at how... Silver Doll, you're going to give me a conniption. The thing that gets me is this. This is the fear, right? This is where my heart like sees and goes, you're gonna die. Look, we're standing still. Like, that's better. That looked better. That second one where we just fired off very quickly because we realized that we're in trouble. Like, oh shit, I need to fire off. And you still land the shots. And that's all you're looking to do is every single time you launch those right clicks, you're just looking to hit 2 or 3 people. Like, 2 or 3 of those orbs. That's all you really want to do. Because it will just continually charge your ultimate. That's all you're looking to do. If you go and watch, you know, on the pro viewer, if you watch any Zenyatta, half of what they do is just firing into the enemy team. I think we are missing an opportunity here, though. Their Zenyatta is free as hell for us. You just nail this sucker. Like, the Orisa barrier is not too bad a target, but yeah, you could have got that guy. You could have fired off, discorded him, and maybe even contest him just by using this wall. We're not really playing support at this point, but if you can snipe their Zen, it's probably still worth it. Their Zen should be yours. Nice. This is bold. This is bold. Let me find the frame as it slowly loads each one back. There it is. I can see it. Come on. Oh no, wait, that's the Ana. There we go. It's actually... What? Don't want to search for baby shark. No. Am I pressing the wrong button? I think I was going forward. Oh well, lol. God, it's right there. Come on. There it is. Look at that! Look at that! Look at this thing! Right. Just keep in mind Hanzo can do this. Hanzo does this so reliably, so consistently. That's where you die. That's where you die, and that's where the enemy team goes, oh, the Zen's dead, let's push. And you lose. Because Zen is a big deal. Oh! Nice. Good job, Ana. We have no orb. Was that Harmony? What? We kind of stopped playing support a little while ago here. I'm going to go through... I want to see something. Because I think it's been about a minute since we last deployed an Orb of Harmony. That's a bad thing. Have we deployed one since we left the spawn door? There it is. There's the last Orb of Harmony. It's on McCree during this fight. Gonna do us all a favor. 2 times. All I'm looking at is the Orb of Harmony. So no one. We haven't been reloading either. There we go. We're discording, which is great. No Harmony. No Harmony. No Harmony. No Harmony. Still 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 no Harmony. There we go. There we go. That's a bad sign. that shouldn't it shouldn't be that long, right? There are many little opportunities, and like, don't be afraid to just put it on people who you think might be trying to engage, and might be trying to poke, might be trying to do things. At this moment, it's a bit awkward because we end up on an awkward flank. We kind of line of sighted ourselves. We can't push out to heal the team. Like I said, this is like a position to snipe their Zen. But this place should feel a little bit uncomfortable, right? Because we can't just walk out into this area in the middle because we're going to get shot, so we can't heal these people very easily. Then as we do, like, again, don't be afraid to just take a split second, put the Orb of Harmony on the Orisa. It charges your ult a little bit faster, makes them a little bit safer to move forward. And it's like, at moments like these, like, this to me is just, like, this is greed incarnate, right? Just standing in this doorway, shooting at the enemy team, when they have a Hanzo and a Mei, you're asking for a right click. And you can see, like, people are injured. Like, put an orb on... If you put an orb on Bedosin, you know what Bedosin does? He just walks up here and goes up here, and he can. He's so much more aggressive and available to do things. Alright, let's take a look at this final fight. You'd have a bit more ult charge. You might be able to catch this dragon a bit earlier. Like, the second that McCree fires a Deadeye, your reaction should be, I need to put an orb on him. You know, that to me is like instant. I fire my right click, I turn and put an orb on the McCree, because people are going to probably shoot him. And if he can survive, that's grand. And Hanzo asks for healing, and there we go. He gets it. And like, at least he responded to the request for healing. That's a good sign. Yeah, that's worrying. Like, I'd look back at that and go, huh. Maybe I just need to dial down the DPS a touch. Okay. Same team comp as before for us. Looks good. This is a very strong team comp, especially when you have widows that can hit targets. Yeah, I mean, the thing that you'll notice with Harmony Orb is, A, it's just nice background ult charge, but B, it kind of makes people feel bolder and do bolder things. And they kind of can. Like, as long as they're not getting their head blown off by Widow, they can kind of get away with it. Okay, Discord is on the main tank, that's grand. If you ever want to just double check it, by the way, especially when you're in situations like this and you're not quite sure who you've discorded. And the moment that red thing pops up, I want to see us put it out, and then you can use this to check. But yeah, you can see it's on the Orisa, which is good. I love this. Putting the Orisa, as long as the Orisa and Roadhog are between us and danger, we are in a good position. And they're doing just that. Like, this is the exception to, you know, oh, the DPS should be standing in front with the barrier in front of them. When you're a Zenyatta, you basically shoot in the areas where you know people are going to be, and you can also just shoot the Discord target. I don't like this. I think this is stupid. that was a very harsh way of phrasing it. Roadhog, Orisa, Zenyatta. May blocks have 400 hit points. How long does it take Roadhog, Orisa, Zenyatta to deal 400 damage? It's a second. Literally, in the time it's taken you to move to here, that wall is already broken. Like, a bit of that wall is already broken, you can already shoot through it. You are just endangering your own life here. There is a lesson. Shoot Mei walls. They die extremely quickly, and it's a habit that I think not enough people have. Wait, you can... the Hog just left clicks into it once, the Orisa holds left mouse button for a half a second, you shoot into it once or twice. Counter hook was beautiful. I mean, yeah, your Roadhog did a good job, at least. Like, you guys are bull and chaining, but they got a Zen, you got a Roadhog. I think I'd rather have the Zen. Because you're going to be behind on charge now. On the bright side there, Hanzo's done no damage, which is really good for us. Look what just changed. The Hanzo's done some damage. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh no. Yeah, this is where you right click and you run the hell away. You might be able to get another contest out of this, but I doubt it. Okay, back up. Nice. Ooh, Orisa, a bit bold. I don't know if there was a voice call on, like... Ideally, you know, your team will call. That's just a standard. We don't know if we're contesting or not. The only thing I would say that I would have done differently personally is this moment. So this is fine. You go out, you do your right click into the team, build some ult charge. Great. Back away, back away, back away, because you can't contest this on your own. You'll just die instantly. You spot the Mei, do some damage into her. And then I think I would just charge a right click here, expecting her to be running at us. Maybe this is just because I play against worse players. I expect her to like come at us, and I would just try and like charge that right click and then peek and see if she is running at you. Because the only way that you will beat the Mei is if you can get a right click with several dinks into her head. You can't really beat her with left clicks. She'll just block, wall, run. When you see this, I like the fact that I think we come out a little bit too early here. Like, we sort of get a peek and we see that the Hanzo's just AFK on top. This is why you don't just AFK on top of payloads, kids. because of stuff like this, where we sort of get a glance and it's like, oh, he's just up there. Okay. Then you just hold right mouse button. You can kind of expect him, like, this is a player behavior thing, but people like standing on top of payloads. Just take your time with that. Yeah, we do some good damage. So you're looking to do each time, and then, yeah, this is just the confusion. We do the damage we can, we back out. Feast on the Roadhog. Got trance. Okay. Good. Like, as long as we get the trance, it's okay. It's very difficult for us to survive there, I think. That's just the team not communicating, that's all I imagine. Which happens, it's ranked. Question now is, when do we trance? That's bad. That's the power of a Mei. Okay. You let Bdosin carry you.
Welcome.
This is all fine. This all looks good. Hey, Boobly. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. The only thing I would say, the only thing that I would do differently, it's once you see the nano, shooting, I would try and get an Orb of Harmony onto the nano target here. It's less to try and keep him alive. It's not really about keeping him alive at this point. It's about people are going to shoot at him, so my orb's just going to tick on him, and that's going to just... It keeps him safer. We do have ultimate already as well. It's just a habit I have of... It makes it safer. And if we didn't have ult, it makes us more likely to get out. Oh, there's another person launched into orbit. Never gets old. Jumping too much? We have advantage. We're trying to, like, peek over. Like, jump, orb, that's fine. Yeah, that's normal. And then we're staying on the ground now, which is good. Would have preferred to like, when you're in these moments where you're doing the left click, one of the big advantages of doing left click damage is you can, like, stop at any second in Discord. Prioritize the Discord over left clicks, especially on targets like Mei. This is frustrating because Bdosin's potentially feeding. Okay, no, he's got ult. He's fine. As long as he comes back to you. He does not. Get a Harmony Orb on that Hanzo, if possible. Like, again, these are like the moments where it's just like trying to make sure it's always out there. So, like, you know this guy wants to peek, so yeah, we put it on him. Then we turn, okay, no, that's fine. We put it on the Roadhog, and then we do this. Orb is dropped. Always worth, like, getting used to this noise of the orb returning and the orb cancelling, and just putting it on the Hanzo again as we move around here. It just means that if the Hanzo peeks around and gets shot by something, he's sort of okay. It's like that passive, like, just make sure that it's always ticking. Okay, Bdosin bought you some time. Again, like, these fights, this is where I worry. Because, like, if Clint here is hitting his shot, I kind of want this framed as well, because you always got to be careful whenever you're in typography, typing the word, like, Clint or anything like that. Because there's a lot of fonts out there that, like, have L's be extra long, and they're... Oh, no, we're banned. You know, it's... So just seeing this with, like, Hanzo with this above his head, accurate. But yeah, this is... Because if you die here, if that Hanzo hits this shot, you lose. You lose this fight guaranteed. You have no way of winning it. As it is now, yeah, Doomfist is dead, but Doomfist gets back from spawn in about 2 seconds flat. You guys can stall it out. Like, yeah. You're still in control. If the Zenyatta dies, it's generally a good impetus for their team, and I mean, you know this as well as I do, that if you see the Zen die, it's a very good signal for you to use your ultimate offensively. And, like, as a DPS or as a tank, like, you are going to want to use your ultimate because you can, because you know there's an opening. So it becomes very much about how can I do things safely as Zen when I have trance? Because if you do get picked, like when you're stood all the way out here, you almost died. If you die here, again, your team just loses. And, like, we've ended up in an awkward place. Luckily, Mei, like, her arm is just incredible. She just yeeted that sucker 3 miles away, so it's literally landed outside of the warehouse somehow. That's good for you guys. Can't help that Roadhog, that's on him. Orb on the Gengu. That's rough, but Who the hell expects the May to appear there? You guys are in trouble slightly. Should still be okay. So yeah, I think we're just... Like, you mentioned, oh, it's like bad habits from the Lucio. A lot of our positioning smacks of like Lucio to me. As Zenyatta, you are a much easier target to hit. Lucio's hitbox, like the way when Lucio turns and moves, it's like his legs kick out and his head like really drifts. Zen's head doesn't. Zen's head is like very, very static and floaty. It's very easy for people to hit it with stuff. Just because of how he moves, his hitbox is very stationary quite a lot. Okay. It's happened to literally every tank player on Zen player on the planet. All you can do is anticipate earlier. Right? This has happened to everybody, and it's a very weird thing of like, oh, you can survive this with Transcendence, so I'll trance, and then by the time you've done it, she's already died. There is like a lag time to trance activating. It's very, very short, but it exists. And I don't think anyone would really begrudge you trancing this at this point. Like, their win condition is going to be if they can get like a really good dragon, or it's this, like with the bongo and like a full aggressive push. I think you could still technically get away without trancing. But in that case, you make a conscious decision of we are using Nano Blade, and the Nano Blade should be enough to kind of win the fight on its own. But I don't think you feel safe doing that. Because their team is, you know, their team is very difficult to kill. Like, yeah, he's killed all the targets he kind of can kill, I guess, and then, like, the rest of these three are going to be kind of difficult to finish off. Ideally, at that point, it's a 5 versus 6, or 5 versus 3, and you kind of win off that, but it's tough. I think trancing in response to a bongo is not the worst thing in the world, especially if they do throw other ults into it, stuff like whole hogs, because they are like pot committed at that point. They have committed to the fight. The other question here is like you are desynced from their Zenyatta, I believe. Our orb's in the wrong place. Yeah. Like, it's a minor thing, but, you know, again, just move it. Like, Orisa, especially when she has Fortify, and, like, you see the critical here. And I'd just like to see the small adjustment. It doesn't take long. You'll be back to shooting within a split second. There's just like a lot of little things, like a lot of little moments where we're not quite healing the right person or healing anyone at all. We're just like a little bit slow on our peeking out on right clicks that are leaving us vulnerable at moments. This is always scary, right? Okay. Okay. Like, again, this, like, I feel fear, I feel definite fear at this. I hate this area as Zenyatta, and hopefully you do as well. Because it's just such a... like, where can you go? You are either here, or you are here. You don't really have many other choices. And I can kind of see, like, the moment of, oh, fuck, the tanks are over here, I'm just here, I can now only be here. I need to cross at this precise moment where it's kind of safe, and even then it's just like, oh, fuck! We're actually contesting this for some reason. Get that all back on the Orisa. It's a bit slow. Like, think of it this way. You are sacrificing one left click to put an Orb of Harmony on someone. Like, that's pretty much all you're giving up here.
Welcome to Overwatch, Monster.
All we kind of need... Hey, Ziki, thank you so much. Ziki77. And it doesn't sound like much, but it can be enough for another Ana heal to land, and it can just make people a little bit more durable. But when I'm playing this map, when I play Rialto, I don't know if you feel the same, but I always feel like that big open choke, or that, well, not even choke, that big open space, it's always a given. Like, the real fight starts now. Point 3 starts here. That's real slow. Like, come on, you know better than this. Like, I'm shitting myself at that point. We're standing still. Rialto? Not Rialto. Thingy. This map. Cuba. Whatever this shitty map is called. Why can't I remember? I'm tired. Leave me alone. Havana. I think we're fine with this ult. I think you can't really get more out of it. This is a bit of a mindfuck. He shouldn't be there.
Welcome to Overwatch, Monsilly.
Hey, thank you so much, PPV.
Hiya.
And it's literally just coming up. This is why I generally say, like, when you are ulting like this, don't be afraid to, like, spin around a little bit and just, like, use Transcendence as a... You don't have to give a shit as Transcendence, generally. Like, it's very rare you have to care at all. So you can just sort of spin around and take a look. But, yeah, that's... Like, he shouldn't be there. This is when you're just, like, going, Team! Team, for the love of God, there's a Roadhog! Please kill him! It looks like they do. So that's fine. Completely unintentional interaction in the voice lines, but I love it.
I need healing. Get healed.
I need healing. Get healed.
I require healing.
Shut up, Farah. It's going to be your job as a Zen to keep this Farah alive. Whenever a Farah enters the field, I always think, like, who's going to heal the Farah? When you are playing with an Ana, it's pretty much... Like, you just put the Orb of Harmony on the Farah and you kind of leave it there. So just keep in mind that Farah is your responsibility from this point on. Okay, he swapped. Well. Did I just... Oh, I love it. Worth it. Absolutely worth it to eliminate the Orisa. Yep, yep. I think he got sucked off. You can kind of see it. Oh no, he jumps for it. He jumped for it and he got it. Good work. Good work, brave soldier. See it? Look at this wall. Look at this May wall, right? 1 and 2. Oh, it's dead. Barely 2 seconds. And that was with you and Hanzo. Okay. You prepare for the blizzard. Fucked up. Nice. The only thing I would say with our positioning here, it's not too bad, but we don't have an out. We don't have an escape. And again, I think this is like the Lucio in you thinking. Where it's like, where is our escape if the barrier goes down? What do we do when the barrier goes down? Where do we go? We're kind of just going, oh, if the barrier doesn't go down, we're safe, which is absolutely true. But as long as the barrier, you know, it's GM. You know how fast barriers die. You know how quickly that thing's going to go down. And when they break through it, then we're in trouble. So again, I think I would have just liked us to be like here a little bit more. Because that feels safe to me. You can still like shoot around, you can still do right clicks to help with barrier damage, you can still support everybody you need to support. Maybe you have a harder time with the Widow, but if the Widow wants healing, she can come to you. Oh, another person launched to orbit. Woo! Is that a fat man? Where's he gonna land? Is he gonna land? Is he gonna come down? Do we get to see him land? What is this? No, this is correct. I'm fine with this. Like, it's the final fight. You have 40% on ult. Yeah. Swap to Lucio. So yeah, like the big thing I want you to do is instill that paranoia. Instill paranoia from this precise moment. Like, this should be the teaching moment of, I could have died here. And then you just sort of carry that logic, especially when Hanzo's on the map. Like, you have to be a lot less worried if it's like a McCree and you're on long distance, then okay, he's not going to explode you. But when you're playing into Hanzo's, into Widows, somewhat into Mei as well, it's like less likely with Mei, but you still got to respect it a little bit. Just internalize that with snipers, they want you. They are the holy grail for a Widowmaker or for a Hanzo is to kill the Zenyatta. Pretty much always. Like, the only exception is if there's a Mercy to res you, but even then. So you've got to kind of internalize that they want to kill me. So I need to anticipate every single moment as if the Hanzo and Widow or their snipers are just hunting me. Where am I safe? Where can I make life difficult for them? In general, our shooting is good. Our positioning is generally okay, but again, there's just a couple of liberties here and there. As long as we tighten that up, it's fine. We're playing around tanks pretty well. We are doing a lot of damage when we need. Our decision making with our ultimates seems pretty much okay. There's just like the standard trip of, I think, literally this push. So I managed to section this one off pretty nicely. No, it's not this push. It's the next push probably. Yeah. Like this one trips everybody up as a Zen, trips me up pretty frequently of like how fast a tank can actually explode. Yeah, we leave spawn here. And it's just sort of learning. Like if you're going to trance their engage, you trance their engage. Trying to play reactionary with chance is difficult. Because that's just kind of a classic example of what happens. Like, Bongo's a good ult. It does a lot of damage, right? Like, Orisa just explodes. And it always feels really bad when this happens, but it does happen. After that, we die on the point, which, yeah, I like it. I like the fact that we're doing a ton of damage as well. Yeah, I think just the biggest thing is just always think that Hanzo is going to shoot you. Always think that Hanzo is going to explode you, because when he does, like, that feeling will happen less and less and less. And there we go. Otherwise, that's going to be it for the coaching the many. I'm going to do something a bit different in a moment or two, because we've still got an hour. And there's something I kind of want to do, which is going to be fun. We're going to talk about some of the Overwatch League that's played last night. But we're going to talk about a very specific and like focused in bit of the Overwatch League, because I'm curious about this myself. Thank you, Silverdal, for sending in footage. If you do want to send in footage, please do. We'll get to it next week. There might be a patch coming up, so we'll see. So if you are going to record footage for this week, make sure you use your replays this week, because I'm expecting a patch within like the next couple of days. I'll be very surprised if there isn't one. So get ahead on that. Send it in. Send it in. If you have placed a rank, then you can send it in with the rank. If you haven't, and you still have your placements to do, you can send it in as a Guess My SR, so we can do that. Otherwise, yeah, just please send in your footage. I'll take anything at this point, which is nice. And yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. Come stop by live as well, 7 o'clock. Thursdays and Fridays is when I've been doing these Fridays and Saturdays is when I've been doing Coaching the Many at the moment. Thursdays has been Probing the Many. Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to throw it to the intermission screen. I'll be back in a moment or two with something a little bit different. So let's take a look.